because George didn't like the lyrics. They said to George Harrison, you're not coming in because you don't have a tie and you've got denim jeans on. His friend 1 week before Mick Jagger gets over there, gets thrown out in the street for not having a tie. So George phones Isaac in London, in California, where they were in the late 60s, where a lot of fun was going on. Comes to London, finds a car showroom across the street, calls it Hard Rock Cafe. You've all been next door, guys? Yeah, there's no downstairs before, there's no lovely marble bars on your left. Rather, there's a tiny wooden bar that was all full of graffiti. On your right hand side, the booths never existed. When John Lennon played at 3 Savile Row for the last time ever, he went to New York and wrote a horrible song. Didn't write, sorry, it was all in his head. With Clapton on guitar, George Harrison comes round, it's called How Do You Sleep? Anybody aware of the song? YouTuber, you kids got to wait till you're 18, okay, because he swears on it, I don't want you to see that. And he's like, Sergeant Pepper took you by surprise, the only thing you ever did was yesterday, because he wrote yesterday. It's a horrible word, I'm not going to say in here. McCartney says, forget Wings, I'm not doing Wings. Isaac tells me he gives Paul half a bottle of whiskey across the street where the Hard Rock is and says, look man, forget John Yoko, you would be great as Wings. Why don't we relaunch your band from my cafe? The first performance of Wings, Paul, Linda McCartney and Danny Lane, was 1973 in the cafe across the street. And they became so big, Live and Let Die, Jet, Motherfucking Tyler, everybody wants to play in there now. That's why you're going to see Aerosmith, Moby, Joe Stone, who was unbelievable, Stevie Wonder, they've all played across the street. We had Banana Rama, but don't sound really well that one. Yeah. Till a miserable man told us you can't play there no more, so we don't have anything there. No more. The first guitar was given by Eric Clapton, which is at the band on the left. Why? Because Eric Clapton's got a shop at Piccadilly Circus called Cordings. He used to come from there, stand at his favourite place at the bar, he's a bit OCD, but his other friend, George Harrison, was in the way, even though he was meeting him. Anybody know the problem there? They fell in love with the same lady. Oh, yeah. Something wonderful tonight. Can't say I stole your wife, can I steal your place? So he tells Isaac, Isaac gets him a stool, and it wasn't here, it was at Cordings. He says, thanks for what you did there, you know. Eric Clapton gives Isaac the guitar, which is at the bar now, the red one. 2 days later, his friend comes in, he gets drunk. Nice guitar, whose is that? Clapton's, oh, is it now? He goes home, he can't stop thinking about it. He wakes up 2 o'clock in the morning, he phones delivery, you know, people, they come and deliver a guitar by motorcycle with a note saying, mine's good as his, get it behind the bar. A very drunken Pete Townsend of The Who. That's when he became famous. Now guys, let's do a talk, come on. So you've got 180 Hard Rock cafes all over the globe. Here, there, everywhere. They open, they close all the time. Hats, guitars, boots. We've got 80,000 pieces of memorabilia. But the most important item we own on earth is this. This right here is the Jimmy Hendrix Flying V made by the company guitar makers Gibson in 1969. Because in the 60s, they don't get it, Gibson. Why? This genius of a kid from Seattle is not using no Gibsons. What's going on with him? So they're making one. They're making a Flying V like, you know, Star Trek, Enterprise. He's into all that space stuff. They send it over to him, and Hendrix then playing it. 68, they make another one. They put it in his hands. He's not playing. Why? Because Jimi Hendrix is using Fender Stratocaster guitars upside down, reaching in every string, moving the note, because he was left-handed. Anybody here left-handed, guys? Seriously? I know Mike's not, neither am I. Isn't it hard for left-handers? So Gibson finally get it. Oh, he's left-handed. They're making this. Arrowhead. Flying V. Left-handed, which makes this the only guitar actually ever made, customized for Hendrix. Nothing else ever was. Now he starts using it 50 years ago, 1969, culminating in a famous festival on the Isle of Wight. Tiny island, English Channel, population of like 100,000 if that. This evening, 1970, they think up to, August it was, they think up to 850,000 people came. See Hendrix and his new guitar. Remember, you guys only had 600,000 at Woodstock, right? Nothing. 1 month later, unfortunately, he passes away in London. Who's seen a film called Forrest Gump? Tom Hanks. Recall a bit with John Lennon. If you don't, it's fine. You just get on YouTube and you put in Forrest Gump, John Lennon. Why do you find the real stuff? The 1 hour interview called The Dick Cavett Show you guys had in 1970. John Lennon, Yoko Ono, talking about peace, smoking far too many cigarettes. What he is wearing is this shirt. US Army shirt that he got from a soldier by the name of Reinhardt. On his way from the Vietnam War, he saw of duty done, going home to America. So John Lennon sees him in 1970 at Berlin Airport. John Lennon goes up to him, "Oh, I like your shirt. Give me your address and I'll let you have it." When he gets the shirt, he takes his name off. Sews on all the patches you see on the sides himself. He used it in New York City for the Madison Square Garden peace concerts he did with Yoko Ono. He had many, many glasses. If you go to Piccadilly Circus, guys, we've opened a new Hard Rock Cafe, you know that? First time in 49 years after, like 49 years, isn't it? It's like the second one, it's like, you'll see another pair of glasses there anyway. Let's go this way. Now, who's seen a film called, I think everybody has, Bohemian Rhapsody? Yeah, I've not seen it yet, you know. Do you remember the house, the lady earlier, Mike was here, I've seen it 3 times, I'm like, okay. Do you remember the house that Swisher likes on Darling?
Yes.
He buys for Mary Austin, his lady friend? Well, that's in Earl's Court, London. And that house is where that chair comes from. It's a Chinese 4 Ming dynasty chair, thereby making it over 1100 years old. Freddie used to collect Oriental artifacts as such, keep them in that house. And Mary Austin still lives in the house today, guys. So nobody go in there ringing the bell like some guy did the other day. You drank the bell, seriously.
We didn't ring the bell.
The delivery guy was there.
The delivery guy went there accidentally.
Oh, okay, that's okay. But some guy went there and said, "I rang the bell 4 times, she didn't open the door." I'm like, "Go home." Late great David Bowie, 2001. He plays London Wembley Arena. He finishes. Gives the Hard Rock Cafe this, a Fender 70s Sunburst, upon which, when he used to live in Oakley Street, he used to compose his songs. When he signed anything, it was always a DB followed by the year, which is very cool. Madonna's the only female artist we got in the vault. 1990 goes all over the world doing the Blonde Ambition Tour. This course is actually one of 3 designed by Jean-Paul Gaultier of France. Today, Madonna is the most successful female artist ever. Church pew, 2 beautiful pillars, hand carved, once by a fireside at 23 Brook Street, London. Now this is the address where Jimmy Hendrix lives for 2 years, 68 to 69. 200 years before him lived Handel, the German composer. That's the most famous item we have in the world. You know why? I just showed you Pete Townsend singing that. We've had U2, Aerosmith, all jet lag. And the first person we invited here was Ringo Starr. And he sat there and he went, "Peace and love." So that's what you're going to do. Come on in, guys. Come on in.